Welcome back to Comic Studio once again, and we're gonna be trying to search something not interested beyond of those automobiles. And because if I'm gonna be saying for some sort of according to the tuner cars, VTech is actually one of for its legal name, but according to using for such as one thing as Honda Civic. And I'm very not sure this isn't going to be such as only real thing such as by using for some sort of the EK8 or the EK9 as well, including for the some sort of a Type R as well. I remember back in Drift Paradise and Drift Redline or like the Redline drifting as well, that they just completely able to be tandem driftings as well, for even to do this as well for many of those things that we didn't eventually seen this from any kinds of times to do so. But now we just isn't going to do this to really search from as well. But then I just chosen to start American reference because something is actually going to scam me since 2022 that we're going to be completely making for the American reference and European reference, such as NASCAR and Formula One, American driving, European driving around from anything it goes. And now, right here in this comic studio, let's say VTech for sure, for some sort of tuner cars itself, dominated for some sort of a car market as well, because really doesn't going to mean exist in comic studio. Let's search for that for even for those words. So let's start with VTech is actually going to do this, what I just started to do, what anything it is. If we're going to be searching with the V-Dash or the V-Dash Tech, which is actually going to do for is what I just actually searched from, starting with Teach Support Scam. It has a few comics with ourselves, Tech Wizardly, Idea, and Cookie Run games like technical issues as well for medical or like those things as well for the common messenger club use of tech. So what about that we're gonna be saying V without the dash, VTech without a dash as well, that we're going to be searching out for this one, and because we have for only one comic available to do this from Brawl Stars Right Edit's Comic Studio. As you can see, this is absolutely right here, as that we're going to be checking out for the VTech City Comic Studio. As you can see for the description, VTech City is a Czech Republican American British series created by Ella Hatcher. A 15-year-old girl accidentally teleported into the city where toys are alive called Technicons, or the Techians, and they live in harmony, who are humans, best test friends. And looks like it got the rates of 22%, which is very underrated with beyond of those things as well. So all you have to do is just jump in. And here we go, that we're going to be about to get started and about to do this as well for some sort of an important image as well. So, as I'm going to be put on to the dark mode, as you notice before that we're going to be to do this as well, as you probably seen this, VTech City is owned by VTech for VTech Toys as characters, and because of series by its only username itself, it was actually Ella Hatcher is cute. Ella Hatcher is cute. Which means is actually nothing is only for that name as well. And because of this only for the namesake, for just only like the community as well, like those things, if we're gonna be using for the view all comics that wasn't pretty available, that we're gonna be always using for the show spoilers, as we got even really for this possible. The first thing that we got even 3 characters, the robots and his younger brother. Another one is the Gearbet, which is actually to do this as well, even because this big brother Cogsley and the little Cogsley was the little brother himself. as we're gonna be trying to search and look at about of this him as well, and probably very sure that looks a little bit pretty perfect about of this thing. This is his little brother, and this is actually for some sort of gearbet. I think this is actually really him as well. And another category was the leapfrogs land or the leapfrogs land. There isn't going to be this way as well. There aren't any more characters to get a little bit for this one, and exactly extremely low quality around of those many characters wouldn't be able to be coming up for this time as well. And what about for submitted sprites? There is nothing. Always nothing as well, including props and backgrounds as well. And except for one thing as well, there must be only one for the one effect as the comic effect, like some sort of an old fashioned like there it was. So we're gonna be added around for Cookie Run characters, including for the Ion Cookie bots that we really possible to do this but itself, as we're gonna be trying to do that. I might going to be added an automobile as we really want to do this as well, but I'm not pretty sure that sometimes that aren't automobiles like the 2020s or something. So we're gonna be started a little bit for this one as well. Even for to do this, as we're starting here for this person over here, and let's just pretty add for some sort of an ion cookie bot as well. And I don't really think that we really was. So looks like we have 3 characters. Nothing wasn't like the policeman anyways, so let's give it a going to the crossover itself. This is no reference such as most of those characters like Cogsy and his little brother, but looks like we're gonna be going to add some a little bit for those things as well, because only we have 2 robots that we got possibly to do, an Ion Cookie bot and Cyborg Cookie. So we're starting a little bit on, and instead of its little brother by itself, this is not going to be only one commander by itself. A little bit for one toy robot, but that is one Ion things around for its one thing as well. Eve from Wall-E, possibly that is should be completely real about this, as I was expecting like those things as well, and I'm completely going to be very sure that we're going to be still added more by itself, but not just including such as DJ Cookie, that she wasn't like a robot like itself, and but Cyborg Cookie is actually what is male or female to do this, and I completely to do this as well. So if you just pretty saying for Cyborg Cookie, which is another cyborg from Teen Titans Go, which is exactly how it was. And what about Aloe Cookie or like itself, like anything from above as well? And not exactly as the Xylitol Nova or like anything from anything by itself, but I'm sorry, I just swear for these words like those, probably from these characters like them from. So I cannot believe it that we're just completely added an automobile as well, and because that wasn't gonna be pretty for no exception for this times as well, so I might not going to be worried about for them as well. But nothing except for some sort of for one thing as recent as the Candy Driver or the Candy Diver as well, but not anything as well that we just came pretty far as well. So I'll be right back, and I might going to be fine for some pets or nothing it really it was. Once we almost added completely not everything to do this, but only for 3 clips in a row, unless we just completely added a 2021 Chrysler Voyager like anything it does. So we need to only for wanting to do this as well, as I'm gonna be added for an old-fashioned radio, So there is the Chrysler Voyager, it was, including for some sort of a 2000s beatbox as well. So I might gonna be putting on top of this, and because that does pretty for making a little bit for much sense at least. So I'm gonna be putting around for the beatbox over here like the 2000s as well. So not even one from some sort of an objects and obstacles and like anything, but it's well to do this as we put in a mini ambulance, but not a police car like it will to do this as well. Like those treasures and relics and the side games, like anything it was. So I believe that was actually for almost all of it itself to do this as well. So I might going to be find something out instead of Battle for Dream Island characters that we don't want to include, like anything from above. So I wasn't like the civilian as well. So it was some sort of a last video that since July or August as well, or some sort of June, like anything it was. So I hopefully that should completely go into the end of this video. I'm probably we're ending up this video for literally right now. And as you even enjoy of this video, the game or not the game as well. So this comic studio is gonna be linked in description below, including the main website as well. So I'll be see you in another video as we possibly that we try to do their best. Like the comic studio banners have completely changing a lot of times. Like anything that where it goes to do this, that something wasn't going to be pretty such as to be finding out as well. Because in the future that still going to changing like anything it was for some sort of banners as well. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be see you one more video to go.